Hi, my name is Owen Harnan, and my company is Hypar. This is the AI technology company that I chose. It's a kind of a 3D modeling technology company that is utilized by lots of architects. So, kind of go into the company background. Hypar was founded in 2018 by Anthony Hack and Ian Kube. They are previously they were previously from Autodesk, and that's kind of another 3D modeling company. Um, so yeah, so they use their experience from that to leverage their experience of developing this company to kind of create this cloud-based design um, platform to utilize generative design techniques to streamline the building design process. And so they're based out of Culver City in California. And then so kind of summary, Hypar is like this automation platform 3D modeling service. And it helps building professionals like architects and engineers kind of use um, this company to build and help uh, create stuff. So for the information technology, um, so kind of what they all with their systems, they all kind of aimed it to make sure they incorporate and understand each other to kind of really mesh together to help the users using them. So one of the uh, resources to use is text to BIM. And so this kind of allows users to input text and generate building information model. This is a big piece of their company and really is the reason of like how it works. So kind of like what happened is um, the chat box, and then so you put it in, you put kind of what you want to build, and so you put it into that chat box, and then it uses functions to create stuff, kind of like seen on the right. And so another thing to use is open source building data model. So it's a kind of a model that supports IFC. It's an industry foundation class files that can be used to generate to create custom applications. So this kind of differentiates Hypar from others as its a special feature, which is that like it provides a common user interface where they like put in code. Uh, it makes it so it's not like rely on heavy data sets in a way that many of today's BIM tools are. So it kind of supports um, yeah, which is why it supports these IFC files. And then these next two, so they have generative design. So it's a technique that uses code to quickly create multiple design options. And then real-time collaboration, which is a feature that allows users to work together in real time. And so adding more to technology information, they use a 3D model preview. So it's a feature that allows users to preview 3D models on their desktop or mobile device. So um, these designs are things that like they use as models, which are then very like how they're meant to be designed. So the models can be very different and vary based on the commands you give it. And so it's a web-based cloud platform, and so it executes code to create different design options. And then it translates design intent into 3D models quickly through algorithmic design processes. So kind of seeing this picture down below all these different types of code and it processes them and gives you out this input that you asked for. And so kind of data processing and analytics of Hypar. So for the inputs of Hypar, it's kind of what we talked about before. The user provides information to generate the model. And so it gives you like text descriptions or parameters to help create the 3D building model. So like what we said, it goes back to um, right. So then for data collected, uh, kind of you want your personal data and goals pretty much. That's all it really gives you, and then it uses that code, processes it, and this next beat. So the information is translated into computational code to generate a multitude of design variations based on the provided parameters. And then outputs, you have 3D models based on user demands. And so you see on the left, some examples of putting data in, and it's going to process it and then give you an output into it. And when it processes the code, it's usually in Python, so which goes back to the text to BMI, which is why it's such a big part of this company. It's what it's foundation on, pretty much. And so an example of using Hypar, there's a lot of different ways to use it. It's not very like one directional. So you can use it with an image. So you can if you have like a PDF, you can insert it and then you can use the PDF to give yourself a platform to build off of. So it's like a blueprint for what you want to build off. So you can use it to edit and add something to the previous image you input into it. And then another example is you can use Revit. So you can use HyPark to revise and edit Revit models. And so what Revit is kind of like a building information modeling program. So it helps like architects, engineers, and construction professionals design, document, and visualize projects. So you kind of see in these pictures, you can download and install Revit, download it into the HyPar, and then you can import it into the system and use it to um, kind of revise the Revit you have, and then you can export it and use it for how they wish. And then this third example, you can also start from scratch when using a Hypar. So you can make your own, you can be creative, use your own search, your own imagination. So it offers multiple different types of options and actions to take. So, I mean, you can see in these pictures down here, you can do sort of examples of what you want to create, or you can just start from scratch. And it's very like it gives you lots of tools to build whenever you want to build from scratch. So like there's action panels, which kind of gives you like the tools and information to complete each stage of what you're trying to build. There's also the views panel, which gives like all different sets of views to help present the information that you want to build. So for kind of prices of Hypar, the subscriptions, there's three different times. There's three different types. They're all monthly. So there's individual, team, and enterprise. Individual is $75 a month. Team is 3,500 a month. Or sorry, individual is 35, yeah. The team is 3,500 a month. And then enterprise is 10,000 a month. So it can get pretty pricey. So for the main competitors of Hypar, um, it's really just other 3D building companies that emphasize creating new and exciting architectural ideas, which is what Hyper is all about. So you have AutoCAD, which is kind of 2D and 3D design tools. You have SketchUp, 3D modeling software for professionals, and then Revit, which we talked about before, built so it's kind of built on building information modeling by so yeah, the Revit is very similar to Hypar, and it's empowering design and construction professionals to create ideas. So these are kind of the main competitors of Hypar. And then for Hypar prospects, um, the users, it's usually used in it's a lot of professionals use it, kind of seeing the cost is pretty expensive. So usually seeing like architects, engineers, construction professionals, and design teams. So architects may be using it for like different types of spaces, and a team may use it to like estimate building costs and for other uses. And so the technology involved, it's a web-based cloud platform and API. And an API is um, like it executes code that is put into it. So kind of back to text to BMI. So it uses the code to generate thousands of designs, the code in Python. And then Hypar is seen growing client base alongside lots of commercial opportunity. And then investors from other companies like building ventures. So there's a lot of future um, prospect to Hypar, and the clients is particularly seen more in like engineering and construction. And then so for my review questions, my first one is what company is the main competitor of Hypar? Is it A, Duolingo, B, Revit, C, ChatGPT, or D, all of the above? And then two is which ways can someone use HyPar, A, from an image, B, using Revit, C, from scratch, or D, all of the above. And then these are my resources. This first resource was helpful in finding images, and the second one was nice in kind of finding examples of how to use HyPar. And then the third one was good in looking at the future aspects of HyPar. If you're watching.